Hey guys, welcome to Sippin' and Spillin' with Sid from 3 Mississippi. How you doing? Man, I think it's cooled off a little bit. It's still hot, but it is not soul-crushingly hot today. It's a little bit cooler. It's still a little bit humid, but it's probably, I don't know, I didn't even look. It's probably in the 80s today. It's not bad at all. It's really not. But I came out here to sit with Bunko because he's not feeling well. I noticed yesterday that he kind of just sat right here on this cushion and he just hasn't really budged. He ate this morning and I made sure he had fresh water and everything. He just didn't do his normal morning routine. He wasn't as talkative. He didn't want to sit with me while I had my coffee. Like, he's just not quite acting right. So I think he's just not quite feeling like himself. So I don't think there's anything major. I checked him over. He doesn't seem to have any outward injuries. I mean, he is an outdoor cat, so I can't exactly check his bathroom stuff. But hopefully he seems a little bit better today, later, now that it's later today. But he's normally like winding through my legs in the morning and meowing and talking and, you know, trying to beat me to his feed dish, and he just, none of that today. So he's just kind of moving slow and just sort of sleeping here on this one cushion. He moved because I picked him up, but he'll go sit there for a while and then he'll come back and sit here. He's just been kind of lethargic. So I'm just kind of keeping an eye on him, and you know, and I checked to make sure his breathing sounded good and like he doesn't sound like he's got congestion or anything like that. But you know, sometimes animals just get a little under the weather too, and so I was just kind of keeping an eye on him. But this weekend, guys, we did get that little bit of rain that we woke up to on, was it Saturday morning? I think. No, Sunday morning. It was Sunday morning. We got a little bit of rain and kind of cooled things off a little bit, which was nice. And now it's been overcast today, but it's warm, but there's a little bit of a breeze here and there. So it's not so stifling as it's been, because it's been pretty not breezy. It's been pretty stagnant, I would say. But it's a little bit breezy now. These wasps, there's a couple wasps that have been flying around this one feeder to the point where like I can't even take it down because, oh, hi. Okay. You know what? I'm not gonna sit here with the wasps right now. They're very waspy. Okay, we're gonna go over here. You know what? We'll go over here so we're not in his way. Cause I don't wanna jack with, I know you guys are, sorry, I took you on a little walkabout there. Try to get this squared away. There we go. It is beautiful though. Like, it's starting to kind of tease fall a little bit. And yesterday we went, over the weekend, we went to our friend's house for a little bit after church. And then we had another church function last night that both Mike and Frankie were singing at in different groups. And that was really nice because we had gotten some new hymnals. So they were kind of dedicating the new hymnals. And then we had, and there's a wasp on my selfie stick right now. No, thank you. 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 This is dangerous today. Okay. You know what we're going to do? We're going to go out away from the things because I don't know what's happening. It's very waspy today. I think they don't know where to go. I don't know what's going on. We're going to stand out here where it's safe. I'm sorry, guys. I just don't want to let me fix this. We're gonna stand and we're gonna just not have wasps flying right into us. So my apologies, but oh my word. And of course it doesn't want to stay because it's not level. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get it. I promise. Well, maybe we won't. This is not going well, guys. You ever have a day that's just kind of some things are just not working the way you want. There we go. Okay. So, anyway, we're at our friend's house and we were talking about some of the projects that we want to get done. So, they're going to help us with some of the things that we want to get finished for the fence line for Frankie and the coop and stuff like that. And then they have a few projects that they want to get kind of worked on their house. So we're going to kind of switch off on working on some things together, which will be nice and helpful, because it's hard with, you know, Mike works during the week. So, and especially now that we are getting into fall, you know, the days are getting shorter. When he does get off work, we can't just go outside and start working because it's dark. And then for a little while there, it was just too dang hot to do much outside until it was much later. So it's just been a little bit of a challenge the last couple weeks to kind of get certain things done, which is a little bit of a bummer for me because I just want to get certain things done. Not that he doesn't, but it just, you know, everything sort of, you kind of just have to work around certain situations, and that's the way it is. I did see 2 deer this morning cut across the yard. It was a doe and a fawn, and that was encouraging because we hadn't seen a whole lot of deer activity in the front like we have in the past. So it was nice to kind of see them coming through in the morning. So I enjoyed that. I like watching them, the moms bring their babies through in the front here, because there's a lot. It's sort of a safe area for them, and I think they know that. So they come and they nibble on stuff, and they kind of go over to the pond and might take a drink before they head back down into the creek and stuff, and wherever they bed down. So it's kind of nice to be able to sort of hang out with them, and not hang out with them, but like see them and be close to them and not have them freak out. So we encourage them to wander out here because it's so pretty when they do. Very idyllic. But I do think I have Bunko tonight, so I told them that they're on their own this evening. So I don't know, they might get a little bit done in the garden, but we'll see. You know, it all depends on work and time, and I don't know if I know it's supposed to rain a little bit at some point. I think it's like the next day, Tuesday. Today's Monday, by the way, which I'm not sure if I'm going to post this today. Yesterday was so kind of all over the place, and we weren't home for more than like to let the dogs out and change clothes in between like church and church that I didn't have a chance to film Sippin' and Spillin' yesterday afternoon like I normally do. So I think what I might do is I might just upload this tomorrow, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I feel like. We'll see. I might upload this tomorrow. In fact, I will. This will be, today is Monday as I'm filming this, but you're seeing it on Tuesday. Fun fact. I worked with the dogs today like I do every day, and Kusi was not having it, the boy. He's getting better about certain things, but then there's certain things that he still needs some work on. The girl Nash is doing really well with coming and, you know, sitting and follow and hold and, you know, have her walk a perimeter with me. Like, she's doing really well with all of that. And he's young. They're both young, but he's just very exuberant. And you kind of almost have to wear him out real quick before you can really try to work with him because he gets so excited. So I'm trying to teach him, you know, settle, and we work on being calm, and like, so we're getting there, but they're doing well, and they're getting along with everybody. And before too much longer, I will have Nash over there with the birds full time, which will be nice. And I'll feel better once she's over there too. And I think it'll make him maybe a little bit more calm in some ways too. So we'll see. But I do look forward to getting the fencing done and the lean-to made so that we can get the horse out here. And I think that maybe within the next 2 weeks, I think those two things will be done weather permitting, I think we'll be able to get those two things done, which would be really nice. So that's what I'm keeping my fingers crossed for now. I think a 2-week timeline is pretty good for that. We'll see. I'm hopeful that we can do it in that timeline. So we'll see how it goes. But I think there's not that much on the back that really has to be fixed. And then there's just one more section that has to be added. So that part shouldn't take that long. And then, you know, just kind of getting the lean-to sort of thrown together for Beulah. So I think it'll be all right. I think it'll be good. I think the next 2 weeks might be able to get her over here for Frank, and she'll be so happy, I think. And I'm excited. Like I've told you guys, like it's an exciting thing. You know, kind of adding animals and kind of just checking those things off our list, you know, getting that much closer to getting the sheep and all of that. And I know Mike is itching to get further along on his deer plots and get that all done. You know, obviously for me, not being the hunter in the family, that's not as exciting for me. But it does put meat in the freezer with minimal effort on my part. Like I really just basically have to deal with them wanting to hunt constantly for a few weeks. And that does get a little bit like, you know, but, you know, like Mike even said the other day, somebody was talking about that, like the hunting versus, you know, what other meat that we have. And really right now, the only two things that we have are the chickens that I raised and processed out, and the venison that him and Frankie got off of our property. So those two things are equally as important, you know. Mine just doesn't require as much effort from, I guess, him, in the sense that like it's not time away from family time or other things. So I know they enjoy it, and you know, they like to go out and do that, but it sometimes coordinating all of that gets a little bit like, okay, but guys, we also need to do this, and you can't just hunt 24/7. Like, can't go off and play. And yes, you might get a deer, and it might, you know, but it's one of those things. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, it's good bonding time for them, and they both enjoy it. And yes, the end result is eventually there'll be deer in the freezer. But I don't know. I guess sometimes it's just like mom gets left out a little bit of some of that stuff. So I have to, I give up. I don't even know what happened. There was no breeze. There was no nothing. I don't know what is going on with my world today, but that is what is happening. So we're gonna hold it. It's been that kind of day. It was just gravity taking over on that one. I don't even know what to do with that. Just literally just fell over. Now it's fine. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I know that they're looking forward to deer season. I'm looking forward to fall weather and to getting some of the other things done. I know he wants to build that deer stand with Frankie for this season. We'll see. I feel like there's definitely a few other things that need to take priority before that gets built. Just because we do have the other hunting tents. I don't know, the blinds. They're little tents. They're pop-up tents. I'm going to call them hunting tents. We do have a couple of those. And so I don't know how necessary the stand is right this second. I know they want it, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I don't know, you know, time, materials, all of that. We'll see if that actually is something that will happen for this deer season, or if it'll be maybe next deer season, because I think getting the fencing finished and a few other things finished is going to be a top priority before we get to that point. So we'll see, guys. I mean, where there's a will, there's a way. And I've seen Mike do it before, where, you know, he'll get a chunk of time all of a sudden. I'm just fixing this because everything's fallen today. he'll get a chunk of time, and then all of a sudden he'll be able to get a bunch of things done all at once. So maybe that'll be the case, and maybe he'll end up, him and Frankie will be able to get that built, and they'll be all set with their deer plot and everything. And I guess we'll see how many deer they bag. There'll be lots of deer in the bag that go into the freezer, and it'll be wonderful. So anyway, guys, kind of a weird sipping and spilling today because I didn't have much to spill. I did knock over my camera a couple times, but that was more of gravity than me so much. But anyway, hope you're having a great start to your week, and we will see you next time. And until then, stay blessed and safety's off.